everybody, welcome back to Marv Exotic. It's your boy David, and we're back in the rat production room. Doing a video today on how to breed your own rodents. So many people have hit me on the inbox about trying to produce your own rodents. So I'm going to show you what it's like to produce rodents on a sufficient number to where you can feed your own rodents. Behind me here, I have my ARS 7012. I'm running 6 tubs out of the 12, and in that I'm running a 4 to females to 1 male ratio, and I'm producing anywhere to about 30 to 40 rodents per tub a month. I'm gonna show you guys what it takes to produce your own feeders. I used to have the old style cement tubs, the wire mesh 1/2 inch, and I survived and sufficed it for 2 years. I had no chew outs and I had no breakouts. Now I did wean out a lot of my chewers, so that kind of helped me out a lot. Behind me you see here I have a massive water reservoir that is attached to it, and in about a 7-day period these guys run about 2.5 gallons a week easy. So I'm constantly feeding and switching out their water and food. So that being said, I know I go through about 50 pounds of feeder food in a 2-week period with the quantity and the number of feeders that I have, considering Salisbury Super Pet is closed down. Now, one thing that I have discovered since Salisbury Super Pet is closed is that the number of ball python owners in my local area are absolutely phenomenal, and I can't keep up with the quantity and numbers for the medium and large for the people that have other snakes outside of just the ball pythons, including my own. Like, I accidentally tried to help everybody because Super Pet closed all of a sudden, and ended up selling more of the feeders than what I actually needed to sell, because I ended up running out for my own self. So now, as it stands right now, I don't even have feeders for myself in the deep freezer. So that being said, I ended up keeping a whole colony tube just for myself and not making that available to anyone else, just because I'm going to use some of those for females, get them out, put a couple of more colonies together and increase the numbers that way. And I'm also going to try to see if there's any extra females in there that I can swap out some of my older females. That way I can keep my rodent production quality up. One thing you don't want to do when you're producing rodents is you don't want to have older females or older males in your colony eating all your food and not producing for you, because at the end of the day, I pay for rodent food, and in this local area rodent food is not available at Tractor Supply or any local farm store that's in our area, despite so many local rural farms places in my area. They just don't carry it. So I end up doing, home delivery, and I get it shipped to myself. It costs me about 50 bucks just in shipping, just alone, just to get it. So I'm spending about $75 just in food every 2 weeks. So that causes me to produce the rodents at the cost that I do to the other folks, usually anywhere between $4 and $5. I try to cap it at $5 just because I don't think it should be fair to you guys to pay any more than that for any particular size rodent. So, alright, so everybody wants to breed their own feeder rodents, and I wanted to get you guys up close and personal, show you guys what 7 days of keeping rodents and just letting them do their thing, breed, take care of their young, etc. As you see, as we get up close, it becomes a very dusty situation in a 7-day period. So we have to make sure we get in there and dust everything down. And that's just on the edges. It's very dusty. So breeding your own rodents is a very dusty and dirty adventure. Alright, everybody wants to see what it takes to breed your own rodents. So this is what it takes to breed your own rodents, and I wanted to show you guys what it takes. It takes premium pine shavings to make sure that you guys are not going to be poisoning them. You're going to make sure that they're kill and dried. I also use kill and dry and pelletized bedding, and I also use a stall refresher here as well. Stall refresher cuts down on the urine. As you see, I buy these guys in bulk from the Tractor Supply just to keep the cost down and eliminates the trips. You need to keep up on these guys, and that is going to include the pelletized bedding, the stall refresher, and the premium kiln and dried pine shaving. Alright, now that we got everything set up, we got our containment bin ready to go, so now we get in there and start pulling them out. So as you can see, it gets really filthy in there, and this is a breeding colony, so one of the first things I want to do is remove the hide so that way they can't get a chance to get away and hide, and they still do so. Then we get in there, grab them by the scruff just like their mom used to do. Then we come and drop them right into the feet to the bin. And we'll keep those guys secured, covered. Yeah, we got the big male. We just got the two ladies and their babies. And grab her by the scruff. Now we get her box for her pups. Got quite a bit of pups back there. As you can see, they grow out colony with everybody else. And you can see that one's got big balls. You got big balls. So we got a boy. Just drop him in the grow out tub with everybody else. Alright, so this is how and what it takes to maintain a nest colony for 4 to 1 breeder rodents. What it takes is, it takes fresh pine pellets. I use a 32 ounce Dasani yogurt cup, and I use 3 big scoops, and I hit it 1, 2, 3. In that 3 scoops, come along, and I'll make sure that it's tub. Next thing I gotta do is I'll come along and I'll hit it with this Sweet PDZ stall refresher. The Sweet PDZ stall refresher is a ammonia absorber. Same thing that they use on the horses in the horse stalls, we use it in our rat tubs. And what that does is it gives us a couple of more days before we have to do a complete change out. Because running 4 to 1, one thing that they do more than anything is they eat, drink, poop. Come and hit it with the kiln dried pine bedding. And again, I want to make sure that you understand that this is kiln dried and not just any kind of pine bedding, because if not, pine itself is very toxic. It is toxic to your animals. The oils from the pine will get onto the animals, poison your animals in the long run, and then also translate the poison in your animals that you're going to be feeding them to. So we hit it with 2 good handfuls, 1 and 2, just like so. Spread it out. School time is in, so you know, like I said, it's recyclables. Take shredded paper, and I'll drop that in one of the corners, and they can use that as interactive. This is how I set up my rodent colonies for a 7-day run. Easy peasy. This particular case, I got 14 pinkies in there. So what I'll do is I'll make a little nest in the bedding there, and I'll come and I'll get the handful of pinkies and I'll drop them right in the middle of that shredded paper. Make sure I got everybody. I'll take their hide and I'll shove it in the back, that way it gets the food. Because if you know anything about the American Rodent Supply breeder rack, their food supply is in the back, so I always put their hides towards the back. That way when the babies grow up, they have the ability to climb on top of the house and start to begin feeding at their leisure while still milking. Alright, so everything's all done. As you can see, we have an absolute royal mess, but all the feeders are now done. All the colonies are cleaned up. So there's nothing left other than to pull this bad boy out. That way we can access the back and feed them. All right, we're behind our rodent rack. Get ready to top off the feed. I wanted to show you guys what it's like, how much food it takes and what it takes and how we set it up. As you see, all our food is on the top, allowing it to stay clean and fresh, keeping all the droppings separate from their food. By doing that, keeps everything sanitary, so therefore I don't have to worry about causing any disease. Did they eat anybody's fecal matter or anything of that sort, or they're wasting food or ruining food, because it sits right on top. It's got a nice little holes in it that allows them to top feed. All right, everybody, I explained how we maintain a rat colony for sufficient breeding, and I showed you guys all the supplies that is requested and needed to keep the odor down and keep your cost down as well. Showed you guys where to get it from. Quickly gave you guys insight on how much it costs to do feeding for the rodents blog that I could possibly cover in one video and not make it too long. So do you guys do me a favor? I need you guys to smash that like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notifications, do whatever you got to do so the next time we put a video out, you guys get notified. You guys can unsubscribe at any time. It helps us with our page, it helps us grow, helps other people get us followed. So please, guys, do us a solid, like this video, smash that subscribe button, stay exotic.